Hi everyone, this is Jonathan with Underpromoted, and today I'm really excited to have Eline Roebers with us on the show. She's an international master from the Netherlands, and I have a list of some impressive facts and accomplishments about her. She's number 50 on the FIDE women's rating list right now. She's the top Dutch woman player. She won silver on board one at the 44th Olympiad. But I think if you're watching this video, you probably know a lot of those things. You know Elena is a very talented player, and what you want to hear about is not just the ELO and the games, but more about her views about chess and her journey. So that's what we're here for today. And thank you, Elena, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so to start, you're 19 now. Last year, you completed your secondary or your pre university education. And I understand that's quite intensive. It was a big time commitment, and there wasn't any way you could avoid it. But now, this is your first year and a half where you could just focus on chess, no exams or anything else. How was that? What was good about it? What was hard about it? Was there anything different than what you thought it would be like?
I would say it was pretty much as I expected, maybe even better than I expected, because I had never known like professional chess without the school playing a big part in my career. And well, with school it was very tough to combine the two because usually I was at tournaments, but still I had to do my schoolwork, or if I did not do my schoolwork at the tournament, I had to do it after, and it just occupied a lot of mental space, I would say. And now uh without this uh mental space occupied by school, I get to play more, think more about chess, and it's been very good.
Maybe it's too soon to ask, but do you feel like there was any benefit to going through and finishing even though it's mandatory, but finishing the education part? Or do you wish, oh, this is so nice. I wish I had started a few years ago?
In hindsight, I'm very happy I finished my education because I feel like without education, there would have been a lot of pressure on chess, and also if at some point I would want to maybe go to university, it would not be possible. And yeah, at the time, I really hoped to get out of there as soon as I could. If I could go at 14, I would have gone, but I'm glad my parents stopped me from that.
That's great. Yeah, and your father, he's a chess player, so I think he can understand what you feel, but he also sees a bigger picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think my dad made a very wise decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit? You're surrounded by different chess people. Your father's a chess player, also your coach, Robert Riss. I don't know if you're still working with him, but also you have friends like Machtel van Forest. What's it? How did those people and other people um, contribute to your chess journey? Or maybe how would your journey be different if those people weren't involved?
I think, especially my father being a chess player, played a big role as well for me as a chess player. Because when I was younger, he was my coach, and he was coaching me in a way that felt very natural, not in a very strict way. But for example, when I was at some rapid tournament and he saw something I didn't do well, he would just kind of tell me. Or I remember when I was younger, we would be together on the couch dissolving tactics. So I think, and also my playing style is very similar even today to his. So I think he kind of gave me the basics of my chess career. And I think the other people that you mentioned, they kind of came of already being a chess player, I guess. I worked for a long time with Robert Riss. We don't work together anymore, but also he taught me a lot about chess. He made me very strong and very grateful for his work. And Machteld, yeah, she's my best friend to this day. Yeah, I really appreciate her.
Yeah, I read a funny story where you had to play against her, and I mean, I talked about this with Irina Bulmaga as well. That you're friends, but then you agree, okay, we're gonna play this game. We're gonna try to beat each other. Maybe take a day break. Whoever wins or loses, and then we're friends again. Is that how you approach it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess when we were younger, because we are also born 1 year apart. So in the youth championships, we would also play, and back then, when we had to play, there was some tension, and as an 11-year-old, this is not so easy to handle, right? But I think as we got older and played more games, we accepted, okay, sometimes we have to play, and whoever wins, wins, but it doesn't stand in the way at all from our friendship, and usually we can talk immediately after the game, and it's all fine.
That's great. Um, do you? I mean, I know you spend a lot of time with chess players. Uh, do you have some friends who are non-chess players, or do you find is it helpful that they don't understand chess, or is it maybe a challenge that they don't understand your feelings about the game or the pressure or whatever it is?
I actually don't have many friends outside of chess because, okay, well, in I was into high schools. And from my first, I have some friends, and I will actually see one of them in a couple of days, so that's very nice. And I always really liked that I could talk about chess and that they didn't understand at all what was going on and gave some different views on certain things.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Maybe you were talking earlier that you're glad you finished your education because even if chess doesn't work out, you have something, and it's nice to have friends who you're still Alina, whether or not you become grandmaster or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so, talking about your chess journey, can you share any important moments, not necessarily results that you're proud of, but maybe a moment where you thought, oh, I actually could imagine myself becoming a professional player, anything like that?
I think since I was a kid, I've been saying I want to be a professional chess player, but I didn't really know what was what it meant to be a professional chess player, so I was just saying it just like, little children are saying I want to be a professional football player or whatever, without having any idea what work it takes and well, all that. So I don't know, I think um right before COVID, I did not have so much joy anymore for chess. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself and I wasn't enjoying it so much. And I think during COVID, when I was playing a lot of online chess, it gave me back a lot of my joy for the game. I was really enjoying it. And I think right after COVID, I made a big jump to already almost the level of a professional female chess player.
Hmm.
Not quite there, but it came quite close. So I guess it's difficult to really pinpoint a moment where I thought I could be one because
Hmm.
it used to be kind of a dream, and then all of a sudden I was in it.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess two questions. So the first one, yeah, what was it about playing COVID? Because I think I don't know if you've said, but is your favorite format is it classical
Yeah,
or
it
yeah?
definitely
So
is. Yeah.
classical is your favorite, but playing online probably shorter timer controls. What about that made you rediscover what you love about chess?
Well, probably it was that during online chess there was no pressure. I didn't even play under my own name. I was just playing some anonymous games on Lichess, and it was just about playing for fun, not to get some result, to become world champion, to become European champion, not anything like that. It was just about playing chess and having fun and finding some nice ideas. And I guess I kind of saw what chess used to be for me when I was very young.
Hmm. Yeah. And then you mentioned, when you're little, you said, I want to be a pro chess player. You don't know what that means. But for many in the chess audience, we're nowhere close to even being a strong player. Can you just tell a little bit about what are the requirements or what does it take to be professional? Or what are the things that you're doing right now that's very difficult um, that you understand now is required to be professional?
Okay, that's a difficult question, actually. Well,
Or maybe the big
um,
picture, what people
I
don't expect.
mean, I think most of the things are pretty expected. Like, for example, today I had a training session of about 4 or 5 hours with my coach, and which, okay, with the traveling and all that, it occupies almost my whole day. And maybe that people don't expect that you can actually spend so much time on chess, because what's normal, I guess, for a normal club player is to go to their chess club, play one game, play a tournament sometimes, but it's pretty much in the background. But when you play professionally, it's like every day you're just occupied with it.
Yeah. For you, is there anything after training, if you want to relax or just enjoy yourself or rest a little bit, do you have any things maybe we don't call them hobbies, but something you like to do?
Well, I mean, in in a tournament, uh, when I want to well, forget about the game or just not think about anything in general, I really like to walk around, especially if it's a new place. It's nice to walk around or just do some exercise in general. And when I'm at home, I mean, still it's mostly all about chess, but same walking, exercising, sometimes seeing some friends, reading also. I like to do lately. Yeah,
Hmm.
and maybe studying language. I like
What
that.
languages? What
Sorry.
language?
I try to learn Russian, but it's really difficult for me.
Are you learning it for chess?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Russians.
Yeah,
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 even exercise sometimes it's for chess, because you
yeah,
want stamina.
yeah. Yeah, it's all revolved around the chess, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope you keep trying. I also started learning Russian because there's so many chess players who are Russian and also organizers. So you're younger than
Yes.
me. You can make a lot of progress.
Yeah, I really hope so.
If you study as much as one opening, I think you'll make a lot of progress. Um,
Yeah.
so I think you finished school last year, and at that time you were thinking, or at least maybe this is what you told people when they interviewed you, that you want to do chess for 2 years and see how far you can go and reassess from there whether you should go professionally or do something else. Um, now we're at the halfway point. How does it feel? How are you feeling now? Do you have a new goal? Um, what are you thinking?
Well, yeah, I originally said 2 years because, well, it kind of makes sense to, after 2 years, I would be 20 and to see where I stand at that point, right? Because it's very normal age to still go to university. Well, I think I made some progress, some good progress, but in the next year I would like to see some more. But yeah, so far I'm happy with not necessarily even my rating, but also how much my chess knowledge and understanding has improved. I'm very happy about that.
That's great. Yeah, it's very difficult to have a goal that you want to reach, but you also sometimes to keep practicing and keep playing, you have to be okay um, without seeing anything right away. So, I mean, the chess fans will be very glad to see you keep playing next year. Um, yeah, I think for you, maybe you're not young for a chess player, but you're still very young, and you've played a lot of team events with older players. Are there any teammates, for German Chess League or any other leagues you've played that you particularly appreciated? Any people or any lessons you learned from them, whether it's about chess or about life?
Well, the thing about team events, they are usually very funny because then a week you spend together and you're doing a lot of things together. It kind of depends on which team, but usually you're together in most situations, and then you leave and you don't see each other for a long time. And the next time you see each other, you say hello and you sit in front of each other to play against each other instead of with each other. So, I mean, that's that. But I think who I could think of right now is my German teammate Shoka. gal from Hungary. She
She just
has.
got her international master title. Is that right?
Sorry?
Did she just get her IM title?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
she did. That was really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that she has similar goals as to what I have in chess because in my country there's no girls who have the level or well want to work like that on chess. And it's really nice to get to talk to someone my age and that we get to have similar goals and work on them instead of being all alone. And I also like it to talk to the people who have some more experience in well the professional chess world. They kind of know how it works. They know everyone. They
Mm.
have some good stories. I think that's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're playing a lot of tournaments right now, and obviously you have to decide tournaments based on the calendar, maybe based on the cost of the travel and everything. But ignoring that, what's the type of tournament that's most helpful for you right now to gain experience, to improve?
I would say strong tournaments, like where you get to play very strong players. For example, the last two opens I played, they were the Grand Swiss and Fujairah Open, and both of them I get really strong opponents. And for example, Fujairah, I mean, it costs quite a bit to go there to the Emirates and play there. But yeah, it's nice that every round you get to play a strong player. And I think it's very easy to find tournaments where you can play against mostly weaker players,
Mm,
but to get strong opponents and fight like that every game, I think that's the most important. That's what I try to find.
hmm So when you go to a tournament like that, maybe there's a lot of grandmasters or people who are stronger than you. How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you worried about rating points, or how do you think about it?
Well, I used to be worried about rating points, but then I dropped down a lot. So at some point, I didn't really care about the number anymore. I was just like, okay, it's a bit embarrassing anyway. If it's 10 points more or less, I don't really mind. So in a way, that was nice because I could focus on the improvement instead of, well, is my rating 2370 or 2380? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter anyway what my rating says. So I'm not nervous. Usually I'm just excited and grateful for the opportunity that I get to play such players. Yeah.
Well, your rating has come back up a fair amount. Do you still feel that way? You don't have
Sorry?
that fear. Your rating has come back a lot. So do you still feel fearless?
Yeah, I would say so because even though it has come back a lot, it's still not at my peak or where I hope it to be. So I still don't really feel something about my rating.
Hmm
Again, if it's 10 points more or less, it's all the same, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Your goal is bigger than that, so don't worry too much about it
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of ties into another topic. For chess players, inevitably you will have some defeats. Maybe it's like in the last rounds of a tournament or somewhere where it's important. And you mentioned before an example in the World Youth 2019 where the last two rounds you had a bad performance, and that was really hard for you to recover from that afterwards. Why do you think for chess players it's so difficult? What makes it so hard? And then for you, do you feel like um, you have some more experience, or how are you dealing with that now?
I don't know. I mean, in this specific World Youth, um, I also had the impression that it kind of was my only chance to
Mm,
be world champion because in the Netherlands they usually don't send girls to the World Youth. So to be there in first place, it was already something. And when I did so well after 9 rounds, you you have some expectations, you have some hopes. I don't know how much I was up. I think maybe half a point, but uh, and I think if you're very young, it really hits like, okay, this was my last chance and I missed it. And I guess as you get older, you kind of realize like, okay, you get more, you'll get more opportunities, and what just happened here is definitely not the worst that will happen. And even with strong players, you still see, especially in this World Cup that's going on now, for example, you see, for example, So resigning in drawn position,
Yeah.
which is just. I remember I resigned once in equal position, completely equal, maybe even some chances for me, but with one move, and I didn't see it. Um, and I remember after this game, I was completely broke and I was so upset about it. And then I see such a strong player who I very much respect. They do the same thing, and I think that it's something that will always happen no matter how good you get. And that helps kind of to see all these strong players that we're all the same, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's going to happen to you at some point. So it's better to be able to move on than to you have to go and mourn it for a few months. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, for you, when I know you're competing a lot, maybe you follow some tournaments just to see opening ideas or things like that. But just as someone who loves chess, not necessarily a chess professional, are there any tournaments you enjoy seeing or any events, any players you like to follow?
Um, well, I really like this World Cup format where if the players lose with black, they really try with white. There's no space for quick draws, basically. And I think World Cup is definitely the most interesting tournament to follow. So, especially since I don't have so much going on right now, I try to follow it a lot and enjoy it. And usually the tournaments I like to watch most are maybe people who have 2600 to 2700 because it feels like it's still kind of human
Hmm.
and I can understand the games, but also they're very high quality. They have interesting opening ideas. That's very great. But these very top tournaments, it's always the same guys playing. And even though it can be interesting, sometimes the opening ideas, they're too deep for me. And yeah, it gets kind of repetitive. I like it to see these, yeah, the level a bit below it. And of course, the female players I like to follow just to see how my concurrents are doing, I guess.
That's right, your colleagues.
Yeah.
Um, okay, well, I was thinking, you've played a lot of games this year. Are there any, it doesn't necessarily have to be a game you won, but just any games you really enjoyed playing that you would like to analyze with the audience?
Yeah, sure.
So, which tournament was this, and what were you thinking going into this game?
It was my most recent tournament. It was Hoogeveen, the Crown Group. And it had been a very tough tournament for me. I started with 4 losses, but okay, I was fighting every game, and especially my first round against Lamy, I okay, almost could say I should have won that game.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it was in a bit of a tough situation, but yeah, was still looking forward to the game somehow.
Great. Okay. So you started with e4. Did you expect? Was there any opening you were expecting? Defense from Naiditsch?
Anything but with French, basically. So uh, yeah, no, actually, before this round, I didn't really prepare because I had prepared a lot for the rounds before that already. And at some point, I figured out they surprised me anyway, so might as well not prepare and be as fresh as I can be before the game.
Okay. Yeah. So let me know when I should pause, or if you have any notes you wanted to share? So up to what
Yeah,
move were you kind of in your theory?
so this 92 idea I had analyzed prior, but I didn't really know that much about it. And I was already like, okay, I completely forgot what I'm supposed to do here. And bishop e7, especially, I was like, okay, well, I'm out of book now. I only remembered some lines in queen b6. But c3, I guess, makes sense. b5, and I thought a3, maybe some b4 idea at some point. Not now, probably. Yeah, and then here, c4, as you can see, he was blitzing everything out,
Right.
right? And yeah, and I was completely surprised because I thought like, okay, this is usually not supposed to be so good here. But
For black. Not supposed to be so good for black.
yeah, it's not supposed to be so good for black, but he's playing it like it's theory, right? So maybe he has some idea with a quick a5 and b4. So
Mhm.
here I started thinking, and I think g4 is good to play where I'm strongest, right? On the king
Right.
side. Yeah, and here, instead of h4, I was strongly considering knight h5. And then I thought, okay, but just rook g8. And I didn't really see it. It looked very strong, but I don't know, I was not so um, impressed by my position, even though Engine is very much impressed by my position. But I guess I was also kind of under the impression that my position could not be that good because he was still in theory, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I was also playing that kind of way. So f6 makes sense.
So when did you're playing this game, you have you maybe you remember, okay, this position's not supposed to be that good for black. So you remember that knowledge. You also have your own assessment as a player. You think, oh, my position seems better. But you also have the psychology of your opponent blitzing out the moves. So how did you decide who was right?
I decided to just try to make good moves and not really think about, okay, am I plus 0.2 or plus 0.8? And okay, maybe it's not exactly the right way to do things, but I felt comfortable enough in my position, and he also had started to think a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt, okay, I survived the opening at least. Now we just have to play, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so he played f6, then knight f3.
Yeah, I think I'm making very logical moves here so far. Yeah, here I thought g6. It was very surprising for me because before g6, I did not really see what I was going to do. I thought it should be comfortable, and I was considering some king f2, king g2 at some point, and I don't know, maybe at some point you have some f5 ideas. I don't exactly remember where or how. And I was even considering to go h6 at some point when the time is right, of course, uh, to get this e5 square. But after g6, I felt like, okay, I have a clear plan again, I
Mhm.
guess. And
So
that's to
after
put the knight on e5.
so after queen e2, you think maybe black would just play a few waiting moves and you could move your king over? What were you expecting?
Yeah, but yeah, I guess I was expecting some neutral move, and I don't know, it would just be a difficult position.
Hmm. But then
But
you have a
yeah,
plan.
g6 completely took me by surprise. And I think if he doesn't play g6, it's not that easy to make uh to make a good plan for white.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't also know what black is supposed to do. I don't remember what I was thinking during the game.
So after he played g6, you saw there's a potential idea you can go for. What did you think about after you got surprised by this?
Well, I thought I kind of have to take and play knight e5 because otherwise he kind of gets his pieces out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And my pieces, like if you take on g6, knight takes g6, the knight is just better placed already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't exactly remember the details, but it felt very natural that I had to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here, yeah, I wasn't so sure about going into these complications because on move 22, this queen f3 move would have been very smart.
Ah,
Yeah, here.
here, okay.
Queen f3, yeah, now I can take knight takes e5, d takes e5, and now I get to stabilize with bishop d4 if
Mm-hmm.
it's necessary,
Okay,
and black doesn't have all these complications with d4.
I see. Okay, but black ended up pushing d4.
Yeah, and now it's possible because there's no bishop anymore on this diagonal, and I hadn't thought about this at all for some reason.
Okay.
I was just calculating bishop f2 in depth, so I had seen bishop h4 here. Okay, bishop. So yeah, here instead of rook e7, yeah, I had expected g5, and then rook takes g5, and rook h1, rook g1, rook takes, queen e4, queen e3, and queen h1, and we would make a draw by repetition.
Okay.
And this is what I expected, and I was like, okay, at least draw. At least I have something on the scoreboard, right? But then he decided to, because, okay, even after g5, I also had the option of long castling, which I hadn't seen in the game. But it's interesting enough, and it keeps the game going for white. But I don't think I would have gone for it. I think I would have just taken the draw. But instead, he decided to play with rook e7 and rook f7. Okay, it felt it was more comfortable for me because his king is kind of open. And yeah. Yeah, here he already completely collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
Yeah, he's losing here. So how did you feel after this game? You were surprised, but you're able to keep fighting, and then maybe he was also ambitious. He didn't want the draw. Um,
Yeah, I think in general all the men I played, they're very ambitious players, especially against me with 300 or 200 points lower.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I had expected they wanted to fight, but
Mm-hmm.
okay, I guess this was a bit too much risk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Was there for this game, was there anything you felt particularly satisfied with about how you approached it?
Maybe if you go down a bit, at some point I played bishop a7, Okay, if he now just goes rook d7 and changes these rooks, it's completely fine. But
If
I
black goes rook
was quite
b7,
rook d7.
rook d7,
Yeah.
exchange rooks. Okay.
I don't remember what I would have played, but I was very happy about this bishop a7 move because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to play, and I don't know, it looked like he would stabilize kind of soon.
Mm-hmm.
And with his bishop a7, maybe some chances, and he immediately went wrong because knight d7 after rook g1, it's just very difficult to defend g6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at the same time, g6 is hanging, rook d6 is coming. Yeah, because it's to stop queen g2.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. Okay, well, let's go to the next game. Okay. And then, so for this game, you played the French.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not expect this line at all. I expected him to go for the advanced French.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then,
So, yeah, this I did not expect anymore. But I had seen it already, of course.
so you had a lot of time on the clock compared to Shirov.
Yeah, well, I feel like my moves were all very easy to play.
Mm-hmm.
I think on move 12, uh, f6 is kind of critical,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I have to calculate what I should do after e takes f6, but other than that, all the moves come very natural. Like, yeah, I mean, I take back on g6, and then when I found this plan with g5, king f7, queen g8,
Mm-hmm.
it's my position is very stable, while white has to be very careful not to lose immediately on the h file, because there's also some g4 in the air.
Mm-hmm. Um,
And yeah,
what were you thinking? So if E takes, then what would you take? How would
yeah,
you?
g takes.
And then,
And I don't know, I don't think I really put that much thought into it. I spent some time calculating queen takes f6 as well, but I didn't like it
mm-hmm.
because of bishop g5. And then, okay, queen f7, for example, and then take on g6, and queen takes, bishop h4, and bishop g3 is coming,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, white gets a strong knight on e5, and my bishop is bad on d7.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not like it. So then I thought at the end, okay, g takes f6. I don't really see anything concretely very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I calculated knight h4 here,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but then I thought, okay, if I just don't take it, I think maybe
Yeah.
queen e7 here, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like if you take everything, the h file also gets opened, and it's not not easy for white either. So
If white takes like this.
yeah, yeah, and then king d8, I guess. I don't remember exactly if this was it, but I thought, okay, I had some strong center. I think this was the line. I'm not sure if it was
Yeah.
Queen E7, but
But yeah, he
yeah,
did.
but he didn't do this. He took after a long time. And here I think my moves are very easy to make, while for him it's already a bit uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how did you feel? I mean, at this point, the position is more clear.
Yeah, actually a bit before. So before he gave the exchange. Yeah, like here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, a bit later. So after he took on G5, which, okay, for me it came completely unexpected because I thought the position was winning for me, but then, okay, in round one, I lost a very similar endgame to this with black.
Mm-hmm.
So I still was very careful, tried to be precise, and yeah,
So you felt like
after I
you're
got the piece, I felt confident.
okay. So you already felt maybe here you already felt you were winning, but you need to be precise.
No, not here.
Not here,
Uh,
but after here.
yeah, here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if he doesn't take on G5, I just thought I would be better, but I wasn't sure how much.
Yeah, if he takes here, yeah, you can just promote the pawn.
Yeah, yeah, you can promote and yeah.
So it goes, yeah, it goes on for a little bit, but it was pretty smooth from here.
Yeah.
So when you're in this type of position, they say the hardest thing in chess is to win the one position. Did you feel um, pretty calm, comfortable with this position?
Well, yes, but also every move I was just triple checking everything. Like even here, I was just calculating and checking because I don't think it's necessarily difficult to convert, but it just hurts a lot more to not convert something you know is completely winning. So that's why you remember it much better than the times you did convert it properly. So yeah, even though I thought it would not be so difficult to convert, I was still thinking and well, taking my time to calculate.
Well, yeah, thanks for going over these games, and it's a good end to the tournament. And it's great to hear that you're still eager to play those games even after a bad start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just before we're kind of wrapping up, outside of chess, I know a lot of things have to do with chess, learning language, doing exercise. It all helps with chess. But do you have any goals outside of chess? Um, when I asked Wei Yi, he said his only goal was to learn English. Uh, but it's okay if you don't. So it's okay if you don't have any goals. But is there anything outside of chess you're working on or hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, well, okay, so at some point I would like to speak maybe a bit Russian. So yeah, all these hobbies they kind of have some goal. Yeah, like to exercise is to be healthier, I guess. But I mean also a goal I guess is to at some point go to university and study. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, can I? Yeah. So what? How are you thinking about university? Because you will not probably won't have time for it while you're competing, at least right now. But is it for career options or for just the experience? Um, how are you thinking about university?
Uh, I think it's. I mean, I there are certain studies I feel like I would be interested in and would like to learn more of. And even if I don't use it as something for my career, it's still nice to learn something that I'm interested about, I guess.
What are the topics or the fields?
Okay, so language I think is very interesting. Psychology is interesting. Criminology is interesting. I think those are my three candidates I would say.
Hmm. When do you think is the latest you would think about enrolling?
I don't really mind being an old student, I guess.
That's great.
So I think uh, maybe if chess at some point isn't going so well, it would be a nice switch. It's not like I'm committing to chess for life now.
Mhm.
But okay, if at some point maybe I feel I enjoy chess a bit less, or okay, traveling gets a bit too much, maybe it's nice to settle a bit, go to university, and maybe at a later time continue my career.
Mhm.
But not now for sure.
Good, good. That's great. Yeah. Any last thoughts? Anything? Any tournaments you're going to be playing next year that people can be following?
Um, okay, last thoughts. I don't know, not really, but I okay for now. I will be home for a little bit, and then in December I will be away basically the whole month to play Rapid and Blitz. So I'm very excited for that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we'll be participating for my first time in the World Rapid and Blitz, so that's good.
Wow. Do you have any goals? You just want to see what it's like, do your best, or anything you're specifically excited for?
Um, I guess I just want to see how it is, but um, yeah, I do have some hopes to do well. But well, in Rapid and Blitz, I think because you play so many games in a day, sometimes it's difficult to accept defeat. So it's very easy to be on tilt.
Yeah.
So it can be either very good, very bad.
Yeah.
Everything is possible there. So I'm excited to see how it will be.
Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Um,
Thank you.
okay. I thought just for fun, maybe we could play a game of three check. I heard that's your favorite variant.
Where did I say that?
Some interview. Uh,
Yeah, no, I like tree check. Let's do
is that
that.
is that true?
Yes, but I haven't really thought about variants lately.
Okay. Yeah, I normally wouldn't try playing chess with my guests, but I think just three check.
Tree check is good, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Oh no.
Ready one, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, maybe I won't even post this. This is so bad. Ah. Okay, Eline. Thank you. Thanks for doing this interview. I hope you had fun. It was great to hear more about just your chess journey. And obviously, you still have a lot of journey ahead of you. So best of luck with everything. Um, yeah, we're excited to see how it goes, whether it's university or chess or anything else.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Great.
And yeah, it's been very nice. Thank you.